Goodyear, Buckeye, Gilbert, Chandler, Queen Creek. So many places in the Phoenix Valley area. But today I want to talk about something that comes up a lot with the people that call me, which is better, the East Valley or the West Valley. Now, before we get started, I've noticed a bunch of you are not subscribing to this channel, and I think that's because a lot of you watch on a TV. The simple way to do that is use your remote control to just page over to the channel button and hit subscribe. Why do I want you to do that? You guys know I never asked for this, but it will help the channel go out to more people, and it will help me to bring you more cool content in days to come. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about which is better, East or West. Actually, I think they're both good, but there are pros and cons to both, and that's what I want to talk about today. So today I chose neutral territory. I looked at the map in between the edge of the 202 freeway in the east and the 303 in the west, and in the middle is the Biltmore Shopping Center. We're at Blanco's today, which is a Mexican taco kind of place, happy hour, so I'm having a little margarita. Just one, and the tacos are on the way. So if you want a good place to shop, this is a fun place with lots of upscale kind of shopping and some really cool places to eat and drink. And if you're in the East or the West, doesn't matter, easy to get here. The number one question that I'm asked when people call me on the phone is, which community do you recommend, Sean? Well, it depends. That's always my answer. What does it depend on? Lots of things. It's going to depend, first of all, what's your price range? But I'm going to ask you a series of questions about who are you and what do you want to do once you get here? Lots of you have been working for many, many years, and there are new things that you want to try. We want to recommend communities to you that will fit. Now, a lot of people will call and say, well, I've been told the East Valley is the best. That's where all of my friends are. I talked to a nice lady named Linda yesterday, and that's what she said. I want to be in the East. That's where the cool people are. And I thought, I don't know. I think there's cool people in the West as well. But you're going to hear that from people that think they know. Be sure to not rely on just them, and let me be your guide to help you make the best choice. Oh, looks like tacos are here. It's happy hour. You know I love a good happy hour, and I love me some tacos. But what I want to talk about is the topic, not the tacos. So when we're talking about the East Valley and the West Valley, both have seen an enormous amount of growth over the last few years. When I say growth, each space has different kinds of growth. Both have had a lot of people moving here, started before COVID, really ramped up during COVID, with people coming wanting new homes and a new start in a state that was lower taxes, lower restrictions. You guys know we're just a little more free here in Arizona. The East Valley is kind of known as a great place for families, wonderful schools, lots of cool stuff. The West Valley growth has been a little bit different, still lots of people moving there, but that is kind of a hub for big companies to open warehouse operations. If you follow the Wall Street Journal, you've probably seen the articles on there about big companies bringing their stuff in from Asia to the port in California. Then it's an easy 6-hour ride on a truck over to Arizona, where they can store it and distribute it in a much more economical way. So lots and lots of warehouses, along with lots of employment in the West Valley. East Valley's got employment as well, but the West Valley seems to be where the growth is really going crazy right now. And that's good. So let's talk about the thing you guys always ask about, the airport situation. It's about the same distance between the East and the West of Phoenix Sky Harbor. Now, what I will say, though, is that the East Valley does have the Mesa Gateway Airport. It's not as big, but they do have a lot of flights if you're going to places, Minneapolis and all kinds of different places. I've never actually flown out of that airport yet, but fun fact, I did taxi a jet down the runway in 1984. Ask me when we meet about that story, and I'll tell you, it's a good one. Now, in the East Valley, we've got all kinds of communities on that side of the valley. In Queen Creek, you've got Encantera, you've got Ovation, which is one of the smaller hybrid communities. Check my videos. You'll see the one I made about that area. Encantera is a luxury, very beautiful, lush community. And then there are numerous small communities scattered throughout the Mesa area. You've got Trilogy Power Ranch in Gilbert, which is fantastic, a little bit older, but still pretty with nice amenities. Then you've got the mega big community of Sun Lakes. It's older, but it is great if you really want to be in the East Valley. Sun Lakes is the original Robeson community. That's where it all got started. They've got everything from the original mobile homes all the way up to homes in the country club areas, over $1 million. Fantastic amenities that we all know and love from Robeson, to include arts and crafts. They've got golf, they've got pickleball, they've got woodworking, all of those things in Sun Lakes. And I would say one of the biggest draws to that community is you've got great amenities, but there literally is, it's something in every single price range from the lowest to the highest. And a lot of people who want to be in the East Valley choose the Sun Lakes community. Gotta have a little chip and salsa. Oh, it's good here. Very good. Blanco, don't forget. Back to Trilogy at Power Ranch in Gilbert. I forgot to tell you about the Gilbert area. Fantastic if you want a sense of community that's not, how do I say this, quite as strip mallish as a lot of our areas are in the newer cities. Gilbert has a fantastic little heritage downtown area with tons, 30-ish plus places to eat and drink, and there are some shops down there. Just a really cool area if you want a cutesy town kind of atmosphere that might draw you to Gilbert in the East Valley. Now, I think it was Horace Greeley, for you Colorado people, you know Greeley. It's not the greatest town, but there's a fun college there. But Horace Greeley is famous for his saying, "Go west, young man." And in this case, I might tell you, go west, middle-aged man and middle-aged woman. West is a great part of the Phoenix Valley area. We've got wonderful communities there, lots of really small, kind of boutique communities that are very affordable. And then we've got the really big communities, which I'll tell you about here in just a minute. But there's a lot to do over there. You've got the Cardinals Stadium if you like football, and maybe you're not a Cardinals fan, but maybe your team is coming to play and you can get tickets. Then there's the Westgate shopping and dining area, which is fantastic. They've got a wonderful 4th of July fireworks show that I've been to. I think I've been to it maybe twice. So those areas are big. Then, if you've seen my video about what's coming to Verrado, you already know about this, but I'll tell those of you who haven't seen it. A massive shopping center is coming to I-10 and Verrado Boulevard in the Victory at Verrado area. That will be 500,000 square feet with Target, with Home Goods, with movie theaters, tons of restaurants. And that is really going to be a fun and cool hub for all things going on in the West Valley. Let's talk about the communities in the West Valley. Lots and lots to choose from, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the OG of all 55 plus communities in the USA. That would be Sun City. The original, very first 55 plus community was developed by Del Webb and called Sun City. Still very vibrant, still very active. 8 rec centers, I think maybe 8 golf courses. There might be more, but 8 kind of sticks in my mind. And all the activities you could ever want with a wide variety of prices, starting in just under $200,000 for condos. We sometimes do see them in that price, all the way up to just over $1 million for a lakefront home. So Sun City kind of set the bar for everybody else. And I know you guys watch a lot of videos all over the country. It's all patterned after the original Sun City, built and developed by Del Webb. Now, if we want to talk about Del Webb, all of the other Sun Cities are there as well. You've got Sun City West, which was the next community. Then Sun City Grand, which now we have to call it by its other name, the Grand. Isn't that kind of trendy for the times we're in? Even the community changed their name. But then you've got Sun City Festival, which is the brand new community being built right now by Del Webb, which is now owned by the parent company, the nationwide builder Pulte Homes. All of the Sun Cities make up some really nice options in every single price range for you guys, whether you want a resale home that's closer in or further out to get a brand new home. I think you'll find it in one of the Sun Cities. That's killing me not to dip this chip, but I don't want to talk with my mouth full. Further out to the west is Pebble Creek. That is in Goodyear, which is a little further west than the Sun City areas, a little closer to the edge of the Phoenix Valley. But there are eventually going to be 6,000 homes, so maybe 10,000-ish people living in that neighborhood, guard-gated, built by Robeson. You guys have seen all of my videos. If not, please go watch them. You'll see a lot of good info about that community. But a lot of people love it. One thing I will say, though, is we just don't have too much new construction left. The lots they have left are generally not real good. They might back up to the highway or back up to warehouses, those same warehouses I told you about earlier. But the interior areas of the community are fantastic if you want a good resale. So Pebble Creek is one of our top places that our YouTube viewers end up moving to. Further west than that, maybe 15-ish minutes, is Victory at Verrado. Remember the big shopping center? That's where it's going to be. Victory is the 55-plus section of Verrado, which is a very large, well-planned, master-planned community. Lots of cool things going on there, but in the 55-plus section, where only you can go if you're over 55 and live there, a beautiful resort-style pools. They've got beautiful fitness. They're adding more pickleball courts because they've now got about 500 people in their pickleball group, and lots of hiking and biking. So when people call me and say they like to be outdoors and hike and bike, Victory at Verrado is one of our top places to recommend. If that's you, I'm betting you'll like that community. So aside from the communities, one of the biggest reasons that some people like the West Valley has nothing to do with the airport, nothing to do with healthcare. We've got it on all sides of the valley. Healthcare here, you're well covered. But it's an hour closer to California, an hour closer to Las Vegas, Lake Havasu. So depending on what your lifestyle is, if you have family, maybe your kids or even friends that are in Palm Springs, Los Angeles, San Diego, or you're the kind of people that want to run off to Lake Havasu for quick little breaks, or even Vegas, you're going to be an hour closer in the West Valley. We have had people that helps them make the decision. East Valley communities are gorgeous, but if that's your thing, then you're going to want to be in the West for sure. So keep that in mind. I think for somebody like me, the West would be better. I have a son that lives in the LA area. And every time I'm driving back, I live in Scottsdale, I think, geez, if I was here, I'd be home by now, and I have another whole hour to go. I'm going to be doing that drive a lot over the next few years. I don't see him leaving there for a while. And so being over in Goodyear or Buckeye would shorten my commute by an hour each way. That's 2 hours on every trip, which to me makes a big difference. It's killing me. I got to eat this taco, you guys, so I got to get going. Bottom line here is we have great communities for every person in the Valley and even in the Tucson area. If you'd like to talk more about what might be more important to you, the East or the West, I can tell you both are really, really good. But I'd like you to reach out to me at the number below on the screen or click the link in the comments below. I'll pin it at the top. And let's set a time to talk about your upcoming home buying trip so that I can give you some insight into where you might want to look and some areas you might want to focus on. I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.